Here we are. So thank you so much for taking the time to spend a little bit of time with me here on a Sunday. I really appreciate it. I have to say, because it's the first of the month, pinch punch first of the month. It's a kind of a British thing. And we lived in England for most of the 90s. Some of you may not know that. My husband taught and got his PhD at Cambridge University, and my daughter's there right now. She's doing her graduate master's in classics at Cambridge University. So all of those Britishisms that I sometimes say, that's the reason why, because we lived in England for most of the 90s. So and they're going into a shutdown on Thursday. So, yeah, it's a big deal. Anyway, I'm happy that you're here, and I really appreciate you coming along. And I wanted to share one of the questions I got in the chat. I had a couple other questions, but since Lola was kind enough to go to the chat, let me tell you what she said. She said, as the seasons change, and all of a sudden it's really cold out, right? I need to pull heavier clothes out of storage to wear. The days now can be hot or cold. Yes, we've seen that in the same week. So I find that I wind up having clothes going in and out of my drawers. I have storage clothes and clothes in season, which I keep in my drawer and swap out. So I have summer clothes, winter clothes, but of course this weather, I have everything in between clothes too, which we all do. And all the clothes are all over the place during the several weeks of transition from fall to spring. I don't have room in my dresser drawers for everything, so it's exploding all over. Please tell me, how can I do this better? Well, I will tell you, and I'm glad that you asked. So, and I'm going to do a blog post on this because this kind of transitional clothing situation is something that almost all of us deal with unless we are living way far north or way far south. So, the very first thing you need to do is edit. I know you probably don't want to hear this, Lola, or anyone else watching, but it's something you really need to hear. So, I need you to ask yourself some questions. And the first question is it worn or torn? Can it be repaired? If not, I just want you to let go of it, okay? Frayed edges aren't on a professional blouse are not stylish. And I know it was probably your favorite, but sometimes you just need to thank it for its service and let it go. So that's the first question. The second question is, does it fit? And I mean, does it fit you now? Not 10 pounds from now or, after you have the baby. If you're currently in your size, whatever size you are, I want you to embrace that size. And I want the only clothes to be in your closet or in your drawers, clothes that actually fit you now. If they don't fit you now and you don't want to get rid of them, then pack them up and, call them aspirational clothing that you want to get into that size, or emergency clothing in case you become that size, or maybe post-pregnancy clothing when you're not pregnant anymore. Whatever it is, it shouldn't be in your closet or in your drawers right now. Okay, the next is, does it flatter? Okay, and that is it really flattering on the body you have now? Does the cut suit you? Does the color suit you? I really want you to ask these questions of yourself. And generally, it's the things you get compliments on that flatter you. So take a look at that. Is it the image you want to project? Now, this is always an interesting question, and sometimes people don't know the image that they want to project. So I'd like you to think about that. For me, the image I want to project is professional, warm, appealing. So these are the things that I want my clothing to demonstrate. So I'm not going to be wearing a lot of sharp edges. I'm going to be wearing soft, textured clothing, things that are, say, touchable because I want to be warm. So I want you to think about the image that you want to project. If you're a young person and you are looking for a job, then you might want to dress a little bit more professionally. If you're an older person, you might want to dress more age appropriate. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, think about the image you want to project. The other question I have is, it's about age. And this is not about your personal age, it's more about the age of the clothing. Now that we're in 2020, I say to people, if you bought that in a year starting with a 1, as in the 1900s, chances are it is not fashionable anymore, unless it was something very classic or memorabilia. I think it's time to let it go. Okay, so I'm just going to review those questions. Is it worn or torn? Does it fit? Does it flatter? Is it the image you want to project? And how old is it? Not how old are you, but how old is that garment? Okay, so once you've gone through those questions, I have a feeling you're going to be able to edit quite a few things out. Okay, now it's time to separate things. Okay, so and when you're going to be storing items, I want you to make sure that they're clean. So they need to either be washed or dry cleaned. Don't put anything away for storage that has been worn at all, because any stains that are there will set in, and any body oils or body fragrance that you might have worn won't might draw bugs. So I really want you to, if you're something you're going to set aside, I want you to do it properly. Okay. So now it's time to separate. So the first thing is it memorabilia? Okay. Are there concert T-shirts, your wedding dress, christening gowns? Are they things that that you just that bring warm memories, but you're actually not wearing in your current day-to-day life? I need you to separate those beautiful things out. Get some archival tissue, make them into a quilt, but those aren't things that need to be in your closet or drawers because you're actually not wearing them, okay? And then we're going to think about some other things. For instance, is it special occasion wear? Gowns or tuxedos, things for cocktail parties. Those also aren't things that you're going to be wearing currently. So I want you to remove those and put those in a separate place, maybe hanging in a guest room or in an under bed box, because those don't need to be hanging in your closet. Is it holiday wear? We just had Halloween yesterday, and I have a lot of clients who have costumes in their current closets. Maybe you need to create a costume closet if you love to go to Ren Fair, or Halloween's a big deal. Or you could just store that costume with your Halloween decorations, okay? Same thing with your ugly Christmas sweater or your Easter rabbit ears. All of those things can be stored with a holiday decor that you usually use, because you aren't wearing those. Well, I'm hoping you're not wearing them all the time. If you're wearing it all the time, then amen, keep it in your current closet. But if you're not wearing it, if it's not part of your daily wear, then I want you to move that and separate it out. Another thing is vacation wear, okay? I have things that I only wear when I travel because of the pockets or the comfort level. I really save those things for just for traveling. So I keep them in a separate travel box. Same thing, I have kind of cruise wear, bathing suits, cover-ups, things that I only generally wear when we're in a kind of a tropical climate, okay? So if you're not wearing it every day, I want you to separate out that kind of vacation wear or that beach wear or ski wear. Fan wear, this is a big category. We have a lot of teams. I live, if you don't know, I live just outside of Washington, D.C., so I have so many clients that have Washington football team shirts and Capitals shirts and, all of the teams. But they only usually wear those during that season, or when they go to a game, or when they're going to a friend's house to watch a game, or even going to a friend's backyard to watch a game. So I want you to only keep the current season fan wear that you're wearing in your closet. The off-season fan wear can get packed away, and that goes along with the scarves and the gloves and the hats and the clear handbags that you might take to a football game. All of that stuff can get packed away. Okay. Same thing for sportswear. These are sports that you're playing. So if you golf or play softball or soccer every single week, well, then that justifies a place in your current closet or drawers. But if it's ski wear or scuba wear or just seldom done sporting wear, I don't know, skating or things of this nature, those are things that you can specifically go to and pack away with all of the accoutrement, with the helmet and knee pads and whatever it is. If you're doing it daily or weekly, working out, absolutely, that should be in your current closet. But if it's something you only do occasionally, I'd like you to pack and store those things away. Okay, so those are just a few of the things that we can separate out from our current closet and drawers so that we can make more room for these kind of transactional things. Now, if you weren't with me earlier, Lola asked a question about this kind of season, this in-between season, where one day it's 30 degrees out and the next day it's 80 degrees out. And we need to have a little bit of everything, right? So I want to address that. So now we've edited out the things that don't fit or flatter. We've edited out the things that are very specific for vacations or sporting events or special occasions. So now we really have left the clothes that we wear, okay? So it's time to store them. And so I kind of have a hybrid method of storing them. Part of it is I ask myself, where am I wearing it? So if I'm wearing it to sleep, then it's in my pajama drawer. If I'm wearing it for loungewear, then it's in its own drawer. If I'm wearing it to, I do a kind of a seasonal transition. So the area that I keep my bulky winter sweaters, I'll switch that out for my basket that has kind of my swimwear cover-ups, okay? So right now my swimwear and cover-ups are gone, and I've just pulled out kind of my big bulky sweaters, planning for the winter coming up. So the things that you want to have about, it's kind of mathematics. I say 3/4 of your current closet and drawer space and shelf space should be for what you're currently wearing. So right now I'm currently wearing kind of 3/4 sleeve, long sleeve, because I know we're going into November, okay? The other quarter, the other 25% is kind of for the shoulder season, those extremes, weather extremes. So that's where we want some of those short sleeve shirts and maybe even a pair of shorts for an 80-degree day, or some of those heavier sweaters or cardigans to layer over a shirt for a colder day. So if you think about it, about mathematics, I think that might really help you, Lola, in deciding what to wear and what to have. So really, if you're doing all of these things, you should be able to fit all of your clothes. I like to say that our homes are our containers and for all of our things, and our closets and drawers are containers for our clothing, right? So we can only have as much clothing that fits. Now, of course, you can switch things out. I only have 3 feet of hanging space, kind of 4 feet. I steal a little bit from my husband's side in my current bedroom closet. But I do have a guest room closet, so I switch out. So right now, I'm just switching out my long sleeve shirts, and I'm keeping everything on hangers. It makes it so much easier. And all of my short sleeve shirts, I'm just taking and putting in the guest room closet. For me, it's easy. If I need to go into the guest room closet for a warmer day, I can just go there. So I'm hoping that that makes sense as far as how much you should have of current season and how much you should have of the transitional items. Please let me know, Lola, if that answers your question. Now, as far as actually putting it away, I like to hang as much as possible. I think folding laundry is tedious. And if it's hung, right, going back to our vertical is visible, then we can see the edge of all of our clothes. So we see our clothing much better than if it's folded. Now, if we're going to fold it, we have to file fold it, okay? But I like to hang as much as possible. It keeps it wrinkle-free, and for me, it's easy to take it out of the dryer and put it right on a hanger, and that way I can drip dry it if I want, and then go straight from drip drying it right into my closet, okay? Now, when you're doing this seasonal switchover, I want you to put everything in your closet on the hangers backwards, okay? So anything that's still in my closet, and maybe I'll do a little picture of this for you guys for next week, my current closet before and then after, just so you can kind of see what I mean. Anything that's currently in my closet on the hanger backward, I know that I did not wear it from probably April when I switched over mid-pandemic to now we're in November. That's 7 solid months. If it's still in my closet with a hanger backward, I have to admit to myself that I'm just not going to wear it. I really try my best to look through my clothes and wear them. And if I haven't worn it yet, then there's a reason why. It's not a favorite, it doesn't fit, flatter, and it's probably not the image I want to project. So those go. So everything in my closet, starting off the season transition, it will be hung backwards. Same thing with my folded stuff. And I love this little tip. I have a client, we folded all of her things and put them in the drawers, kind of that Marie Kondo file fold way, which I will insist that my mother was doing in the 1950s. But we took it one step farther. We ripped off a lot of soji tape or painter's tape, anything that's just a little sticky. You could even use a Post-it note. And when we folded it, we just covered the edge that you can't see with a bit of tape, okay? So this way, when she pulled it out and decided to wear it, she took the tape off. At the end of the season, everything that still has a little bit of tape on it, she knows she didn't wear it. And again, now you know you can donate or recycle those textiles. Okay, so here's a great way of, during this season where we're all switching over, really think and make it easy for yourself for next season to know what you didn't wear. And this goes for everything. I really want you to pay attention to your undergarments, your workout wear. Workout wear should be beautiful. You should be only wearing things, even if it's just at home, that you really love, because we're all at home a lot more now, and there's no reason to be wearing ripped up shirts, even for ourselves at home. So that's kind of my suggestions for you. Just when you're storing it, decide where you're going to wear it. So I like if I had an actual office job, anything that I would wear to the office, I would put together. And then within that category, I would put all of my blazers together, all of my long sleeve, all of my short sleeve, all of my sleeveless. And if I was feeling really motivated, I might color code them to start. But I actually don't keep the color code. I actually put everything back in my closet after I've worn it to the right. And then I always try to choose from the left so that I'm giving all of my clothes kind of equal attention, and because I really try to wear them, even if I've only worn it once. So I hope that those tips give you a lot of ideas. But wow, I can talk about closets forever, and I see that it's already 18 after 3. So I appreciate you logging in and paying attention. And of course, for those that couldn't do this in person, thank you so much for listening afterward. I'll be doing a Tip Tuesday about these closet tips. And because there's so much to talk about, I'll probably split it into this week and next week. So you can look for those in my Tip Tuesday, which if you don't get my Tip Tuesday, go on over to my website, simplifyu.com, and sign up, and you will get a tip right in your email box every Tuesday. So I love to do this. I'm loving your questions, and I'd love to answer them some more. So please let me know if you have any other questions. And I thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. So I'll see you here probably next Sunday. And I thank you so much for logging in. I'm C.Lee Cawley, and I'm hoping to simplify you. Okay, take care.